And now we can have a little bit of fun. It's hard to believe it's been a year, but at last year's change, and for me it's a little weird because I'm up here like the ghost of Christmas past, kind of this bleak reminder of what things used to be like before Kent, PK. So at last year's changing of the guard, I remember Kent's lovely wife Susan joking that he might not be fun or funny enough to be the RCM president. And I have two thoughts about that. One, Kent is actually much funnier than people might believe, or that his very public and important role allow him to be. Two, as Mary will attest, each president approaches their year with their own style, and all are unique yet effective. As we reflect on Kent's year, there are three words for me that come to mind. Kent has led with inclusion, impact, and integrity. He has modeled a life of service and in many ways is a walking example of Rotary's values at work. Let's look at the past year under Kent's leadership and highlight just a few of the ways he has modeled these three qualities. First, everything begins with membership, growing and strengthening our Rotary family. We have added 67 members, 61 new and 6 returning. Membership has reached 380, our highest level in 5 years, back to above pre-pandemic levels. During the year, we launched 2 new connector groups, the small and medium businesses and peace builders. Under Kent's leadership, the conversation about Rotary has shifted from Rotarians asking, "Can I tell you about Rotary?" to our friends and professional networks asking, "Can you tell me about Rotary?" Thanks to Kent, we've created more opportunities for engagement and connections, more members, more voices, and stronger relationships. We've built a greater sense of belonging, a club where truly everyone feels welcome. Our culture of belonging survey indicated that and confirmed a strong sense of belonging among our club members, as well as a few areas for improvement. Rotary continues to provide a space for diverse perspectives and meaningful civil dialogue. Strong participation in social events include the connector gatherings, Live at the Lakefront, and the new pickleball tournament. Thanks to Kent, we have a stronger, more connected Rotary community. The RCM is truly connecting Milwaukee. We're expanding Rotary's reach with Connections, the podcast. With the help of Tom Lujak, Dave Murphy, we celebrated Milwaukee's most interesting people. We expanded to video in partnership with the Milwaukee Press Club. These efforts have helped position Rotary as a convener of ideas and of community conversations. Thanks to Kent, new audiences engage with Rotary's mission in entirely new ways. We can't have a conversation about the Rotary Club of Milwaukee without talking about the investments we make in this community. So let's look at Rotary's impact here at home across Milwaukee. Thanks to the support of RCM's Connecting the Community Committee and President Kent's leadership, we were able to award grants to support a number of local partners, which you'll see right here in our own backyard. In addition, Kent has continued to work with Mary, Melissa, and the team to help advance the Beeline Park project. In August, as you'll recall, $10,000 was pledged to flood relief efforts after the damaging flood storms occurred in August of 2025. Following the discontinuation of SNAP benefits, Rotarians rallied to address growing food security needs, contributing $35,000 in support. With a matching contribution from the RCM Community Trust, a total of $70,000 was committed to help ensure access to food for individuals and families facing hardship. Our club proudly pledged $31,000 to support the development of Milwaukee's first universally accessible and inclusive playground. Inspired by Stella's courage, kindness, and perseverance, we helped create a welcoming space where children of all abilities can play, connect, and thrive together while fostering a more inclusive community for generations to come. For those of you who haven't met Stella, here's what your gift and support meant to her, her family, and the movement she started.
Thank you so much to the Rotary Club of Milwaukee and President Kent and everyone else who made the support for Stella's Playground possible.
Thank you for helping to make my dream come true.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rotary. In total, $125,000 was distributed through the Rotary Community Trust. The result, as you saw there, meaningful investment in organizations and causes that are improving lives. Let's talk about our scholarship program. We are truly changing lives through scholarship, building and supporting the future leaders here in Milwaukee and across the country. 54 scholarship graduates, 29 current scholars, 23 Rotary mentors, a record 110 applications from 37 high schools. Our scholarship endowment has reached $1.8 million. 25 endowed named scholars. Thanks to Kent and the leadership of this club, we are expanding educational opportunity for the next generation. Our theme that's central to what we do is service above self. So here you see Rotarians in action. Over the course of the year, our members sorted food to feed the hungry. We removed invasive species in very warm temperatures. We rang bells for the Salvation Army in very cold temperatures. We supported the Scholarship Golf Classic and the inaugural pickleball tournament. Following President Kent's example, we turned Rotary values into visible community service. And our impact isn't limited to Milwaukee. Our impact is really across the globe, making a difference beyond Milwaukee with a global impact. We initiated 1 bridge project and 2 water projects in Guatemala. We led 2 international service trips. We contributed $40,000 to the Rotary Foundation, raised nearly $20,000 through Polio Plus, lit the hone on World Polio Day, and thanks to Kent, our local leadership had global impact. Now, you may say that many of these are the criteria by which most Rotary presidents are measured, and to some degree you're correct. But there's one thing Kent did that no Rotary president has done in nearly a quarter century. That was leading the search to replace this amazing woman. If we have 380 members, I estimate that means nearly double that number in advice for Kent during the search, but he managed the process diligently and thoughtfully. I know Kent would also want me to acknowledge the incredible support of Margaret Crawford. Margaret, thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. Kent's presidency was defined by transparency, accountability, respect for diverse perspectives, a commitment to service above self, stewardship of Rotary's mission and resources. Speaking of stewardship, and always one to be mindful of club resources, he also found a way not to be wasteful with our monogrammed RCM letterhead by hiring someone with the same exact initials. Very, very thoughtful, Kent. As appropriate, much of the past year has been focused on celebrating and appreciating our amazing outgoing executive director. But as we set our sights towards the future, the word changing the guard takes on greater meaning this year. While one amazing leader is closing out her career, we are so fortunate to have our new executive director, Melissa Marshka, who has played a key role in helping build the RCM into the gold standard that it is today. Melissa? We also have an amazing new president-elect. I think that's the last time I get to use those words, in Beth Heller. Beth, being president is always an honor, but I can speak from experience that following your dad as a Rotarian makes it especially meaningful. I know it is a proud day for both of you and all of you, and Beth's family is here with us today. So Rotarians, let's shift our focus from celebrating what has been to supporting and building what's to come behind these great leaders. I've known Kent for decades, but watching him the last year really reinforced that he is one of the most service-oriented and selfless people I know. Think about it. Kent may be the only person in this room that shows up every Tuesday not looking to grow their business. So finally, let's recognize the legacy that Kent leaves behind. Inclusion, highest membership in 5 years, stronger culture of belonging. Impact, scholarships, grants, service projects, and global initiatives that made an impact here at home and across the globe. Integrity, leadership grounded in Rotary's values and uniting for common good. Kent, your leadership strengthened our club, expanded our impact, and inspired us to serve. Rotarians, please give a round of applause to your 2025-26 President, Kent Lovern. I know President Leslie would agree with me. Being past president is pretty good.
Well, thank you, Saj, and thanks so very much to all of you. I do want to thank Saj again for being such a great friend. As he alluded to, we have known each other for a long, long time, and so we've been friends for a long time. He was especially a great friend this year, and always willing to assist in any way. He was not only a terrific Rotary president, as we all well know, but he was a great past president as well. So Saj, thank you so much. So we mentioned fun. I learned many years ago that the phrase "bring the fun" for me would always mean bringing Susan along with me to everything, and that's always proven to be the case. And if you've hung out with the both of us together, you know exactly what I mean. She's attended a number of Rotary events this year, and she's enjoyed it almost, but not quite as much as I have. But I'm glad she could be here with us today. Thank you. This year, obviously, in our club's history, will be always remembered for the transition of executive leadership from one iconic leader to another tremendous leader who we hope will carry this role for many, many years to come. And this seamless transition really was due to many from within our club. First, thanks to Mary McCormick for her thoughtfulness and her grace in the process of her decision to conclude her tenure, which left an abundance of time for us to prepare for her transition. Thank you to the members of this club who expended time, care, and expertise toward this transition, including past and future presidents and club members who prepared and participated in the hiring process. And many thanks to the board of directors for your guidance and support throughout this year. And thank you to Melissa Marshka for stepping up to take the reins of the club. I can tell you unequivocally that Melissa's preparation for this job has been superb, and she is already executing it at a very high level. So our club is in excellent hands. Thanks to Aaron Hoven for his work, especially elevating the communications and social media presence of our club, along with great support from our outstanding marketing committee. You know, I've watched Aaron every week now before lunch help our guest speakers with all the logistics to best communicate their presentations. It's not an easy job when you think about the heft that some of our speakers bring into this room, right? But Aaron does it in a very direct and respectful manner, and fortunately, almost, but not all, almost all of our speakers heed Aaron's advice. So thank you, Aaron. Thanks also to Ann Keenan, who very adeptly manages our financial matters, and to our recent staff addition, Angie Price, who now manages our scholarship program. And I would especially like to thank Bill Coleman, our longtime club treasurer. He hasn't been with us in person for a few months now due to some health issues, but he's been very engaged in the background with all the significant work undertaken by our club this year, and our club is in an outstanding financial position in large part due to Bill Coleman. So the Rotary International theme for this year was Unite for Good, and our club stepped up to unite for good in so many ways. On the international scene, we united for good with all Rotary clubs worldwide, as our own club contributions to polio eradication were the highest in recent years. And we united for good by continuing to support infrastructure projects in Guatemala that changed the entire trajectory of everyday life for thousands of people. And within our own community, we united for good by supporting the next generation of leaders through our scholarship program, which, as mentioned earlier, now has graduated 54 students from college, as we're currently supporting 29 others on their educational journey. And to support this program financially, we expanded the annual golf outing to include pickleball so more members and guests than ever could participate. And thanks to your generosity, we raised enough funds to fully endow a new scholarship in the name of Mary McCormick. We united for good by providing over $90,000 for those in our community suffering from food insecurity due to last summer's flooding and government shutdowns earlier this year. We united for good by learning more about the groups that help make up the diverse fabric of our community, with visits to the Zoological Society of Milwaukee and the Hmong American Friendship Association. We united for good by supporting local community initiatives like Stella's Playground, the new state project on the near west side, and Kumba Park. We united for good through our Done in a Day projects, ranging from sorting food at Feeding America to ringing bells for the Salvation Army to gardening at Lakeshore State Park. We united for good at our Live at the Lakefront concert series, where we bring together residents from all neighborhoods throughout our community, many who hear about and learn about Rotary for the very first time at this event, and I'm so pleased we get to rev it up again beginning next week. We united for good through our connector groups and social outings, often extending well past the stated ending time of the event for these get-togethers, which is a good thing. and as well as our Rotarian tours, including visits to cutting-edge businesses like Inja Team, the newly renovated Milwaukee Rep Theater, and 100-acre urban farm. Now, all of these initiatives that Saj mentioned and that I've named are driven by all of you as club members, as committee chairs and members, and as board members. None of the impactful things we've talked about today happen without the leadership and participation of everyone in this club. Every single week we United for Good by gathering in this space. This is the only weekly civic meeting of this size in our community. And we heard from an excellent range of speakers who spoke about the important topics of our time in a forum that allows respectful dialogue about difficult subjects. We heard from speakers this year who reminded us that this community, our community, is home to some of the most innovative places, initiatives, businesses, educational and cultural institutions in the nation, right here in our community. And when we gather here this week, we look forward to seeing one another. I hope you felt the growing level of energy in this room during our lunches, because when you stand up here at the podium, it is palpable. You can feel the energy literally coming from all four corners of this room. Honestly, there have been times when I didn't want to get up here and ring the bell because I didn't want to disrupt the great energy going on, and sometimes I did ring the bell and you all talked over me anyway, which is great. Anything I had on a script to announce was not nearly as important as what you all had to say to one another. And every one of this club is responsible for the warmth that we feel in this room. It's felt by our speakers, it's felt by our guests, and it has resulted in reaching a membership level within our club now higher than before the pandemic. And that's thanks to all of you. People are joining this club because we all want to be part of something good, something that is positive, something that is lifting up our world. Even if folks do not know the four-way test before coming into this room, they appreciate these values of mutual respect and integrity. And this is what we offer in our Rotary Club. And whether you're in your first year, your 21st year, or Eckert, your 58th year, as a member of this endeavor, we are all stakeholders in continuing to make sure it is an impactful and authentic, and yes, as fun as it can possibly be. So thanks to all of you for the many ways that you have shown up to make this a terrific year. As someone who walked into this room for the very first time 24 years ago, somewhat apprehensively, as I've mentioned before, this year has been a real honor and a joy for me, and I look forward to supporting all the good within this club for decades to come. Thank you all so very much. Thank you so much. And now I am pleased to pass the torch to our new president, Beth Heller. Beth is the Vice President of Programs for the Zoological Society of Milwaukee, where she oversees educational and conservation programs that serve 250,000 people every year, in partnership with our Milwaukee County Zoo. She also oversees the conservation and research initiatives, career opportunities, and volunteer services for the Zoological Society. Prior to joining the Zoological Society in 2021, Beth was a co-founder and senior director of education and strategic planning for the Urban Ecology Center. So she helped grow that organization from its humble beginning in a trailer in Riverside Park to the 3 beautiful centers in our city that are national models. The Rotary Club of Milwaukee is in Beth's blood, as she joined our club in 2010, following in the footsteps of her dad, Dan, as well as her grandfather, both members of this club. And among her number of involvements with our club over the years, Beth served as a co-chair of the membership committee, the co-chair of the Understanding Structural Racism Committee, and as a member of our board of directors, where during the pandemic, Beth served on the COVID response task force to plan remote Rotary and its gradual return to in-person Rotary. Beth has a master's degree in business administration from UWM and has won numerous community awards, including being named a Woman of Influence by the Milwaukee Business Journal in 2019. She lives on Milwaukee's east side with her husband, Fred, who joins us today. I've had the privilege of knowing Beth now for over 10 years. She is incredibly talented and kind, and someone who cares deeply about our community and our Rotary Club, and I am so grateful for her willingness to step into this role. So please join me in welcoming the 2026-27 President of the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, Beth Heller. All right, it's all yours. Congratulations. I'm so happy you did it. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Get out of the way.
All right, I got a little emotional walking up. Thank you, past President Kent. And hello, Rotary. I'm honored to serve as your club president in the upcoming year. I'm excited to work with our board, committees, members, and staff, and especially Melissa Marshka during her first year as our executive director. Many of you know her through her work leading one of our premier endeavors, the Rotary Scholarship Program. But before that, in Pennsylvania, she became savvy in nonprofit work, working at United Way, and in business development at a regional law firm. When she moved here, she immediately became engaged in the community in Shorewood, where she lives with her family. Then she expanded her engagement into the broader Milwaukee community through First Stage, North Point Lighthouse, Forward 48, and Tempo. We have a thoughtful, talented, strong leader in Melissa, and I am delighted to partner with her in this upcoming year. In preparation for this year, the board, Mary, Melissa, and I discussed what it means to lead this club of leaders. To lead well, we start by recognizing the vibrant mix of talent, skills, and strengths of each of our Rotary members. And we focus on our vision of a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our community and in ourselves. April's edition of Rotary Magazine shows that we are the 19th largest club of more than 45,000 clubs in the world. We are leaders among leaders, and we will continue that path. For perspective, I took this image from the Rotary International Conference 2 weeks ago. It is from the Taipei Dome, which can hold about as many people as are our clubs in this world. When I joined this club 16 years ago, I joined so that I could get to know people who value kindness and are committed to being engaged citizens here in Milwaukee and globally. It was also important to connect with people whose perspectives are different from my own, so together we can cultivate deeper understanding, broaden perspectives, and shape informed actions. Many Rotarians in this room have had this impact on me in the last 16 years, starting with my dad, who introduced me to the club, making me the third generation of federalies to join the Rotary Club of Milwaukee. Mike Kelman invited me to my first social outing at a Brewers game. Jackie Hurd Barber, whose excellence at first, or drive for excellence at first was a little intimidating, but then eventually became aspirational and inspirational. Antoine Carter, whose reflections make rap lyrics relatable and remind us of our calling to do good. Mike Paddock, leader of the Rotary Guatemala trip that I joined this spring. Mike is a peace builder, a partnership guru, and a skilled engineer. Together with Jerry Stefaniak, Jeff Neeson, Mark Federley, and many partners, we not only are bringing clean water, building bridges, improving education and economic outcomes, but we are generating empathy, love, and deep friendships between our communities. And so many more people in this club have had a lasting impact on me, which brings me to this year's theme. Rotary's theme for the 2026-27 Rotary year is Create Lasting Impact. Announced by Rotary International President Yinka Babalola of Nigeria, he asks us to look beyond immediate outcomes and focus on sustainable long-term change. In person, Yinka's presence is warm, upbeat, and engaging. Rotary International is in good hands under his watch, making me proud that our club is part of an international force for good. Create Lasting Impact fits our club well as we step into the new year. Looking ahead, our four-way test guides how we will create lasting impact by cultivating friendships and goodwill, telling the truth, ensuring fairness, and creating impacts that are beneficial for all. Our strategic pillars will guide our activities. We will increase our impact, expand our reach, improve our ability to adapt, tell our story, and enhance engagement. We'll increase our impact through our scholarship program, Guatemala partnerships, Done in a Day projects, addressing food insecurity, reducing plastic use at lunch meetings, honoring our vets, donating to Polio Plus, and bringing our community together to hear original music at Live at the Lakefront and to enjoy art, beauty, and nature at an urban trail connecting River West and Harambe and beyond. We will expand our reach by inviting people of action from our own personal networks to join Rotary, and through our partnerships with Rotaract, Ford 48, the Press Club, and more. We will improve our ability to adapt by broadening our perspectives at lunch, learning about immigrant experiences through the In the Community series, and exploring our new connectors, peace builders, and then small, medium business leaders, and more. We will tell our stories through social media, forwarding Tuesday lunch recordings to our peers, listening and sharing our podcasts, and by tapping the many resources our marketing committee has created. We will enhance engagement by having fun and being curious together, connecting over coffee, beer, wine, Thai Rotarian tours, other social events, and maybe even sharing a few bad jokes. And that is just a sampling of what we will accomplish together in the upcoming year as we create lasting impact in ourselves, Milwaukee, and abroad. To make this happen, I'd like to close by acknowledging our 2026-27 leaders. So, if you are a committee chair or co-chair, could you please stand as you are able and stay standing? If you are a board director, please stand and remain standing. Melissa, welcome to, where are you? Welcome to your first year as executive director, and your staff, please stand and remain standing. And finally, if you are a Rotarian, please stand and be recognized. As I mentioned earlier, we are a club of leaders. Together, we all make this possible. And as we say at the zoo, we will strive to be utterly fantastic as we put our best foot forward. That way, the Rotary Club of Milwaukee will remain outstanding in our field. Thank you very much, everybody. And with that, I have a few closing announcements. The parking gate will be open for the next 15 minutes, so you do not need a parking validation ticket if you're leaving during that time. Please note that we will not meet at Rotary next week in observance of the 4th of July holiday. We will see you all back in Memorial Hall on July 14th when we hear from Joseph Kearney, Dean of the Marquette Law School, on the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Let's go out and do some good in this world. This meeting is adjourned.